1. Boom! There it is, ladies and gents. How many of you guys out there ever want to remodel or redesign a room in your house? Want to make it easy so you can see exactly what it looks like? Oh, you do? All right, well, then this episode's definitely for you. You're going to want to tune into this one. Let's get this one on the road. Here we go.
Shut up and sit down.
Look, a business can give you everything you want in life. Prestige, wealth, freedom. It can also take everything away from you. This show is for those who are willing to take that risk. These are the real life stories of entrepreneurs. But before we start, I have one small favor to ask. Please leave a comment. It can be advice, critiques, tips, feedback, or share this with someone because your engagement is the most valuable and most powerful form of social currency. So thank you, and welcome to another episode of Business Buzz! All right, if you've ever thought of remodeling your kitchen, a bathroom, or even building a home, there's a lot of imagination involved. You sit with the designers, you talk about what you want, they create mock-ups, you review, request changes, repeat the process until finally you have something you like. Now that's a long process. Fortunately, today's guest is here to make that process much shorter and has given homeowners the ability to interact with the design process and see how the changes would look. Once the homeowner is happy, it takes a couple clicks and boom, the material list is there and you are off and rolling. So let's get ready to talk interior design with Mr. Oren Dagan. It's party time. Welcome to the program, my friend.
Hey, how are you, buddy? Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Of course. Let's do this. Okay, so big HGTV buff for a long time there. I was watching a lot of those different shows. I love the cool little animations that they would do to kind of show the display of what these places were going to look like. And then, of course, when I wanted to design a space, it never looked that easy. It was always super difficult. So, Oren, before we get into what it is that you do, man, who are you? How'd you get here?
So I'm in the design build industry for the past 15 years, and I decided with the time to create a simple, easy process for our clients. And we try to do it with my existing company right now, which is SOD Home Group. And when we saw it works very well, I asked myself a question: how can I connect to more clients, and how can I make it even more easier to them? So we created Cruise, which is done mostly online. We have our own platform that's going to make your design easy process. And we're going to take it from there into purchasing, into the finished material, customer service, construction, etc.
All right. Well, what inspired you, man? Like everybody has like either I kind of had to solve a problem and this was something that I kind of had to solve in order to keep going and this is where my business was born, or they have a passion behind what they got into and this is what I wanted to do. What inspired you to get into this career?
So I believe that your home is your castle, is your protection. It's where your certainty is. And unfortunately, most contractors, most designers, they don't respect that space. And most of them, not because they don't want to. I think it's because what's available for them. A lot of that start with the communication, what you want to have versus what you can get. Okay. And then it's going to transfer into construction, which lead to many change orders during the process because it's not exactly what you want, and it's not exactly what you meant, and it's not exactly what the contractor understand, and it's not exactly. It's keep going like that. In certain use the homeowner pay for it in the end of the day more than anybody.
Yeah, it's the clarity, right? It's like trying to be able to get down to the specifics of what they want. And I think part of it is a homeowner doesn't speak contractor, right? Like a contractor will tell you from everything from the framing to what's, behind the walls all the way through the finish work. And like, anytime I talk to a contractor and they'll give you like, hey, what's it going to cost to build a house? It's always a rough estimate, right? Oh, we're at, $150, $200 a square foot, doesn't count finishings. Well, a standard homeowner doesn't understand what that means necessarily, and that's where kind of that disconnect happens, right? I mean, you've been in the industry for a long time. Does that happen?
This is exactly what's happening, actually. This is the homeowner. The homeowner said, hey, I want to have a new kitchen. I want to remodel my house. I want to build a new house. But there is a different criteria for what you want and what you need. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you come to a contract. Yeah, I'll do the kitchen for $50,000. Yes, but what's it's included? So in our process, you're gonna visualize and you understand exactly what you're gonna get. So if it's on the design, you're gonna get it. If it's not on the design, you're not gonna get it. So you're gonna get a visual way before you start any construction. Not only that you're gonna get a visual, you're gonna get a material list. Not only you're gonna get a material list, you're gonna understand the scope of work that you're gonna do. So you can have it for you give it to your contractor and you tell them, okay, this is what I want, how much that will cost me. Because if you model a kitchen and if you are a young couple that just got married, maybe have kids, maybe not yet, it's a different needs that if you are going to retire now and grandkids come in. So it's different needs for different clients, different style to different clients. And you want to make sure that you communicate to them and not just assuming things.
All right, but here's my own experience, right? What you're describing, it reminds me of walking into Home Depot and I'm gonna, order cabinets, and you sit down with the person and they kind of design their kitchen right there. You kind of see a 3D rendering, and they kind of walk you through it, and you know exactly what you're getting. But the problem is, I'm married. And so if anybody knows, when you have a significant other, they might decide that that's what they want at that moment. And then we go home and actually start talking about it. And then, you want to, well, wouldn't it be nice if, and we start making this change, this change, this change. And, that kind of happens. But I can't always just go back to Home Depot, sit with the rep and say, hey, remember what we designed yesterday? Can we move some things around? I mean, we can, but it's not that easy. How have you made the process easier so we don't have to deal with that kind of struggle to get a kind of a final design, even after we want to make some small changes?
So we're actually asking the right questions at the right time. This is, I think, the main success that we have. Because first of all, we wanted to know the why you want to do that. What's the purpose behind it? And then we're going to discuss what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. Okay, now the first thing that you want to understand, those magazines, you have those beautiful kitchen and you come and you say, hey, this is the kitchen I want. I understand the kitchen you want, but it's not necessarily going to fit what you have with the rest of the house. So you need to make sure that you get the entire picture. We need to know what you want. We need to know the why you want it. And then we're going to offer you a few designs that you can understand exactly what it's going to include. Now, also, there is a budget behind it. Most people don't have unlimited budget. So you want to make sure that you're going to design something that's going to work with a budget. Because I can get you an appliances that's going to cost you $100,000 and it's not going to fit your budget. So we want to make sure that we're taking everything from step one to understand the needs into the entire process of the construction, so you know how much it will cost, how it's going to look, and how much time it will take to do.
Yeah, figuring that out, the little details, and in fine tuning it, asking the why question, the functionality question, I think that's so important, because at the end of the day, you're right. The picture looks amazing in that magazine. It looks fantastic, but you as a homeowner are actually probably looking for more like functionality that might look in this style versus having that exact kitchen that you see in the magazine. Because I've seen a lot of these shows where somebody will come in and they're like, I want this, I want this, I want that, but just the square footage alone doesn't compensate for those types of things. So being able to like visually see it but still understanding what the customer is looking for, that makes that design process, you're basically bringing their vision to life in that final product, right?
Correct. So Cruise is basically a design build company from the side of the contractor, of the homeowner. So we are there to protect the homeowner from anything that's going to come later on. We know what to expect. We know what are the next stages are into the design build process. So we want to ask you the right questions so we can give you the options to make a decision when you are still conscious and not it's under construction and then you're under stress and then there's more change orders. Why nobody asked me before that? Right? Why nobody told me that before that? So we created this design. I've done many homes that were remodeled or built that the kitchen is just a show-off kitchen. And then you have a small pantry kitchen, butler kitchen, that actually where you're going to cook. But the show-off, it's the main showcase, right? So,
Yeah.
and some people have less budget and they want to do functionality-wise, right? So everyone's got their own needs. But what's coming after? So you design the kitchen. What's coming after that? What's the process to get it?
How do you balance that? How do you balance the need for that like personalized artistic showpiece to maybe like the functionality or the resale value for that home design? How do you kind of balance the two?
So we create a workflow that's going to lead you from the moment you contact us and we know your why, and then we're going to start to ask those questions that are going to lead into the design. Now, without those questions, we won't be able to get the correct answer. No correct answer, it's not going to be a valuable design to you. So we design that, and then from the design, we implement the finished material based on your budget, because I can get you, like I said, appliances for $100,000, and if your budget is 50, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that we design it based on your budget, and you're going to get multiple options to choose from. And then if you're still not happy, you're still going to work with your designer till you are happy. Now, once the design is done, we're going to take into the step, we're going to work with you on the budget, like I said, and then we're going to go into the implementation case, that we're going to take this design to a certified contractors to make sure that they're going to build it accordingly to what we have. Now, what we're trying to do with Cruise is like Tesla, right? When you buy a Tesla car, there's no negotiation on the price. There is only one price. You'll buy it at the store, you'll do it from your home. The Tesla Model 3 will cost you the same way no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to do it the same thing with Cruise. So when you remodel your house, your kitchen, your bathroom, doesn't matter what, the price is the same price for this line of scope of work. So a bathroom's remodeling for this design gonna cost X amount of money no matter what. So we're gonna give it to the certified contractor. We tell them this is the price that you're gonna get, and you have to do the job for.
So let me ask you, in the certified contractors that you're looking for, the services that you provide in the design, does it have like a geographical like limitation? Can you only work within a certain area, or are you nationwide? Like, what's the scope for somebody who's interested in using Cruise to design their space and then kind of going through the whole process?
So great question. So right now we are only in California, in Los Angeles and the Bay Area. So we cover those two areas because we always have the support that we need. We have the subs, we have the vendors, we have everything that we need. By Q2 of 2023, we want to go nationwide. Right now, the feedback, we have waiting lists. So this is crazy products. People love it. But we want to make sure that we grow, that we can still provide this amount, great service to everyone, and not just to grow and collect money. This is not the goal. The goal is to provide you with the best customer service you can get. You know how much time it will take. You're going to know how much money it will cost you, so there are no surprises. Like I said in the beginning, your home is your castle, is your protection, is your certainty. I don't want to abuse that. I want to respect that. I want to make sure that I protect you and I protect your family by providing you a great experience for your own home.
Let me ask you about going nationwide, because that's a whole different ballgame, right? Like I've talked to lots of contractors in the space, right? And if there's something I've learned about many of the contractors is they're pretty anti-technology. They do things old school. Like there's a way that we process things. To go nationwide means you're going to have to bring contractors on board that understand this process, that understand this pricing model. I can see it from the consumer side being pretty simple, but to get the contractors to abide and follow suit, that's going to be kind of a headache. How do you plan on doing that, by the way?
So we don't see ourselves as a construction company. We are high-tech company that provide design build services. So there are good service providers, subcontractors, contractors, general contractors, service providers. All of them are available nationwide. We need to find a good one. We need to train them to work with our system, and then they can provide this system. We also follow up with the contractor to make sure he does what he does. So you need to do what you need to do based on the workflow that we're going to give him. So you're going to log into his app, and you have to do certain things every single day. So you cannot do whatever you want. So we are managing the contractors, but we are not a construction company.
Correct.
We want to make sure that we get the best of the best, and where we have the best of the best, this is where we're going to extend to.
All right, every homeowner wants to save a buck, and when they do, oftentimes this is where the biggest mistakes happen and they become money pits, my friend. So what are some common mistakes that you see homeowners make when they're designing or renovating their homes that you wish you would say, wait, hold up, we can help you?
Well, the biggest mistake I can see with homeowners that they say that I know exactly what I want. When people tell me that, I know for sure they don't know what they want. They assume that they know what they want because they saw great pictures or they saw a nice home for, friends or family, and they want to do something similar. But once you start to work with them, they get the most confused because they thought they know what they need, but they know what they want, but they're not what they need. So we want to make sure that they get both of them. Now, the second thing is, when you shop around, you usually hire the best salesperson that come to your house,
Mm,
not the best contractors, because you
so
want to
true.
get to the person who you're going to connect to the most. And this is also very common mistakes because you want to make sure that you get the best. Cruise, what we did nice with Cruise, we save the middleman when we actually connecting you. So we're saving you a lot of money. On average, we're saving about 20% to an homeowner on the remodeling, same exact that you will do even with my other company. And by knowing exactly what's need to be done, so we can speed the process. So the process is actually much faster, which equal to much cheaper, and we control the budget. Now we also negotiate with the other contractors or subcontractors for you because we know what's need to be done and how much things should cost. This is why we want to control the budget and control. So when a sub get a job from us, he doesn't get to bid on. He get the price to do the job for. So you
Mm.
know how much it will cost you, and it's not negotiable. This is the price, exactly like it's work with Tesla. This is the price. You can use it, or you can say, "Hey, my cousin can do it for you."
I
Now,
like
other
that.
beautiful thing with Cruise, it's a la carte. So you can choose what services you can use Cruise to do, and what, let's say your cousin is electrician. So you said, "Oh, my cousin gonna do the electrical, but we're still gonna give you this checklist, okay, so that part of our workflow that he have to fill up, so we can make sure that your cousin even doing the right job. We're not gonna be responsible for his job, but at least we're giving you the tools so you can check your cousin."
Yeah, I love that thing. That's Ronald Reagan right there, man. Trust but verify. Trust
Right?
but verify, right? We still got to make sure that, yeah, he's your bro. He's got your back. He's
Yep.
hooking you up. But did he do it right? That's still the question. And that's the thing, right? You are literally, you are almost like the homeowner's attorney when it comes to contractors. Because again, the homeowner doesn't know what they're talking about. Having the checklist in place, even if it's a family member, will make it that much
Especially if
easier.
it's a family member.
Yeah, say that again.
Especially if it's a family member.
Yeah, especially if it's a family member, because you never know what they're gonna say or do or whatever. You have a checklist, a third-party checklist. All right, you've been building this thing for a while. So, what have been some of the biggest challenges that you faced in your career? Like, how'd you overcome them? You're building this. This is completely different approach from the way construction has been done traditionally. So, how what are some of the biggest hurdles? How have you overcome them?
Well, the big challenge that I had in my years of doing construction is communication. Communication in between the architect, designer, contractors, subcontractors, and then I say all the time, measure two times, do it once, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if we're actually going to measure a few times, one, we want to make sure that the architects know exactly what he needs to do, then the designer what exactly they need to do. Communicate. So you have an account manager for every homeowner that actually making sure that everyone know what's need to be done. So when you have this workflow with a checklist, all have to go into a checklist and to making sure that everyone's know what the second guy doing so they can connect and serve you better. So communication, communication, communication. This is like the cancer of the business. It's a cancer for every business. But in construction, like I said, it's a lot of money. Some people save all their life to have just a simple kitchen remodeling. They need to make sure that they get what they want, what they need at the budget, at fun experience so they can enjoy it and not to feel abused.
Yes. That's what happens at the end of the project. You're like, geez, that was not expected, right? You want to have a good experience at the end of your construction. Like, that was easy. Only had to do this, X, Y, and Z. They took care of everything. That's the idea that you want. Have you seen the home design industry like change over the last few years? I mean, we've had apps, technology, computers, and phones have just gotten so much better. Like, what are some of the trends that you are seeing like emerging either that we're already utilizing today, including your technology, and where do we see it tomorrow?
So clients are much smarter today. Everything you can research on Google, go to review sites. So it's much smarter. They're asking better questions, but they still not the contractor. So they don't know what to expect. So we want to make sure to bring into life. Okay. So you asked me before about, and I said about communication and what's the issue. So many architects, their focus is to get you the permit to do the job.
Mhm.
Our job is to get you the permit. Of course, you need to do it according to the code, but at the same time to make sure that the contractor know what to build based on your needs. Because in the construction, the architect doesn't have to put every single thing according to the way you want it. They just need to say, hey, 6 recess light, we'll put 6 recess light and it's all good. But where those lights gonna go exactly? If you have a king bed or queen bed, it's changed the electrical design of your bedroom because you don't want to end up with outlet and switching behind your bed.
Mm.
So asking those questions gonna lead into better design, which gonna lead to better experience. Now today with the online market, you can check and search those questions better. You can check the reviews. You can go and see some job site online, right? You can do many things online. So it's very, very important that you add value all the time to your clients, no matter what. Always serve more, always deliver more, over deliver than then over promise. So
Yeah.
focus
Yeah.
on that.
Under promise and over deliver, right? Make sure you get it right. I get those sayings twisted up myself all the time, man. It happens. It totally happens. Like, you have any like particular projects that maybe were challenging that you might have worked on that came out kind of successful? Somebody probably came up to you and they were like, "Help! I'm in trouble. I lost it with this contractor. I don't know where it's at. It's in the middle of a project. I got the winter coming up. There's no roof. Help! Help!"
Yeah, so we had many issues there, and this is how Cruise created because we learned from stories of others. I had some clients, they decided not to hire me on my other company, and then they called me to help them to finish the projects because the other contractors screwed them up. And in most cases, there is always some of contractors that try to screw you up from the beginning with, but most of them are not. Most of them, they screw you up without the intention to screw you up,
Hmm.
right? They're trying to do good, but they don't know how to communicate things. They don't ask the question. They just get the set of plans. They just do what it's there. Hey, it's not there. Nobody told me. I need to do this. This is hidden. So there's many things. Of course, if something is behind the wall and it's all rotten, we don't have exercise, but you know what to expect. So you can always educate your clients, or educate my clients that this is what you may expect when we're gonna do the next step. So you just need to be aware of it. So you consciously aware. Now, in most cases, those hidden things behind the walls are always there. So you just know to put it and include it from beginning with because it will save you time and it will save you money. Even as a contractor, it will save me time and money. Then stop, create the change orders, and then continue. So you want to make sure that you bring up the problems ahead of time so you can find a solution and it's not a problem anymore, then it's just a small challenge. So just again, it's come to communication at the end of the day.
These My car has gotten a lot smarter, my phone has gotten a lot smarter, homes are getting a lot smarter. As you're designing these different places, how do you approach the use of technology in the home, like using smart devices or audio visual systems? Are those things that are being included in design processes more and more, or still kind of like a third party add-on?
No, it's absolutely, especially for when you do complete home remodeling, this is where the smart home technologies come into place. So when we design a complete home or when we do a new construction, we bringing up the options. Some people care just about great music to have like a surround system, so and they care about that. And some people want to clap and the light to be on, right? So
Yep.
we give them these options, and also they know how much those things cost, so they can make the decision on that. During the design they may want something but it's over budget, then they need to remove some things, and usually it's come from the automation, home automation, that they reduce that because it's a good to have but it's not a must.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. It's not a must, but it is awfully nice. Like when I go to my brother's house, I walk in, I'm like, "Hey, Alexa, illuminate," and like the lights go on in the house, right? Like
It's
it's
absolutely
cool.
a must. It's absolutely an option and it's a great technology, and it's growing and growing and growing. We done some technology that when you enter to your house, it's actually scan you and telling you if how much bacteria do you have. So
Oh,
yeah, there are some crazy technologies out there. We have technology for water system that can purify your water so you can drink the water right from the faucet. So there are great technologies over there, and you want to use as much as you can with what you can afford and what will make sense to you. Because if it's your house only for the next 2 3 years, you don't want to invest on this kind of stuff so much. But if this is your forever home, then yes, let's choose what we can the most now. Now another thing, it is very very important. Some people want to design their home in phases, if it's because of budget or because they want to live there. So you want to very, very consciously be aware of what you're doing now will not, and what you're going to do later, not going to affect what we're going to build now. So you want to build those phases, not only as it sound, but as that you're not going to have to redo work with, and at the end of the day, pay more for the same remodeling.
Oh yeah, that would be dumb. Yeah, planning it ahead of time would make more sense. Saves you materials, which saves you dollars, which saves you time for sure. What advice would you give to young professionals looking to get into the home design industry? I feel like there's a lot of open opportunity in the trades, and I don't think there's enough people coming into the trades that need to get into this space. But there's more opportunity there in building companies, small construction companies that can have really lucrative lives. And if there's somebody getting into this space, what advice would you give them?
Focus on the homeowner, don't focus on yourself. Focus on their needs, not your need. Ask the questions at the right time, making sure that you always think this is your own mother on the other side, that you come and serve her, and you don't want to have your own mother to have a bad experience remodeling their own home.
I mean, that's it. If you wouldn't do it for your grandma, then make sure you would do it for any other customer. I love that. That's the wholehearted truth for almost any service business, though, right? I mean, that's the golden rule: do unto others as you want done unto you. All right, before we head out, man, because we're running low on time, I want to make sure that you also let people know what's the process like if people want to work with you, if they want to take advantage of Cruise. Walk them through the customer journey there. What's that process like?
So the first thing, we're gonna have a Zoom meeting with you. We're gonna understand what you want, the big why, and then we're gonna offer you one of the packages, the design packages that we offer. And after that, we're gonna assign you the account manager, the account success manager, that's gonna lead you into the process. Is gonna be with you the entire process. Even though designers coming into the picture, you're still with the account manager. So he's always with you. And based on your projects, we'll assign to you a designer, an architect. You can use our budget concierge if you want to use our budget system. So we're making sure that we actually manage your own budget. So we're making sure that, oops, if you are over budget, so you are aware of that. And if changes needed to be done to the design, we can still do it because we work with a budget and with a team. And once design is done, you can decide if to do it with our team or you can do it with any other contractor out there.
But of course, ladies and gents, you have it all there. You know exactly what you are asking the contractors to do. So even if you don't use the team, which why wouldn't you? They already laid out all the steps for you. You have everything you need to go your separate way. So real quick, one more time, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
You can log to my website, www.cruise.com, Cruise, CREWZZ, or email me directly at oren@cruise.com. There you go.
Boom, there it is, ladies and gents. And he's got an IG too, so make sure you guys follow him there as well at Cruise. That's CREWZZ_official on IG as well. Oren, thank you very much for coming on the show today, man. You've been doing some podcasts, been doing some PR stuff here lately. I'm curious, man. You've done a couple shows now. What's your experience like on the Business Bros podcast compared to the other shows you've been on?
This is the best interview I ever had, so I love it. The energy that you bring here, this is pumped me up.
That's what I'm talking about, man. By the way, what time is it over there, dude? Where are you at? What time is it?
Right now I'm in Florida, so it's 7 p.m., 7:30.
And now you've gotten all kinds of energy. Hopefully I pumped you up. You're going out. I mean, it's a Tuesday night, right? So you're going to go party now, of course, right?
I'm going to pick up the kids.
That's what I'm talking about. That's same here, man. It's almost Christmas time. We're going to go do a little bowling thing, of course, with the little soccer team. All right, okay, real quick, man. Last final thoughts before we head out. Any final thoughts on your side before we close this out?
I want to wish everyone's happy holidays. I want to thank you for having me on your show. Let's create good things, great things in this world, because there is a lot of us that can serve.
You got an idea, ladies and gents. It's sitting right here in your mind. Visualize it, right? This is the home that you want to construct. Now let's bring it out and put it on paper. Let's design it in a space where you can visually see it, you and your significant other, decide on a project, hit that little print button essentially, and get that list of tools that you need, all the materials that you need to get your project started. That's the simplicity of when you go out and work with crews. And one more time for you guys, if you're interested, make that design process as easy as possible. www.crewz, that's CREWZZ.com to get that design started. We'll talk to you guys again on the next one. That's all we got for you guys today. Peace. And we're out.
It's over. Go home.
Is your business in need of marketing? Try starting a podcast, but not just any podcast. Podcast like a pro. We can show you how to take your business from being invisible to becoming a brand people trust. Go to www.businessbros.biz to get